Welcome to the first episode of False Starts at Home. We have an awesome show. We've already got our King Saul worked out in our pre episode 0, I guess we should call it, last week. So maybe that'll become bonus content at some point. We've got an awesome show. I am Dan Moranville. I'm an artist and entrepreneur. I'm a socialist. Hell yeah. Feel the burn. Hashtag feel the burn. I'm a proud Detroiter. Diehard fan of the Red Wings, Pistons, Tigers. I became a Tigers fan in 2003 in the last game of the regular season when they won the game. It was a walk-off win to not set the record for the most losses in a single season. And I was like, this is my team. They celebrated like they won the World Series. It was awesome. And I'm
Detroit.
And I'm a recent convert to the Lions because why not? The Steelers are just, grew up a Steelers fan, Penn State fan, but you know what? It's time for a change. I've always liked the Michigan Wolverines. So go blue and let's go Lions. A team that's actually trying to win instead of just make the wild card every year for all of eternity and not ever win a playoff game.
They've come very close the last couple of years too. I was kind of disappointed last year.
The Lions, you mean?
The Lions, yeah.
Yeah. I really thought they were going to do it this. Yeah.
I really thought they were going to pull it off. I mean,
Yeah.
Eminem was in the house.
Right.
They had everything going for them.
New granddad Eminem.
Can't beat the rest.
Speaking of old Detroiters.
Yeah. Well, I'm Tim Moranville. Dan's older and just older brother.
Wiser.
Sure, wiser. I used to be a photographer. Shot weddings in Las Vegas for 11 and a half years at a famous wedding chapel on the Strip that I will not name for fear of reprisal. Or we're cool. We left on good terms. Chapel of the Flowers, if you want to look them up. Moved back to Ohio to be closer to family. And decided instead of photography, I want to be a teacher. So in 3 weeks, I will begin my first year as a full-time solo 4th grade teacher.
Woo-woo.
I am a gun-owning liberal because the Second Amendment is for all of us, no matter your political persuasion. And in fact, at this time, I think liberals need to exercise that right more than ever.
Yeah.
I used to be a Steelers fan, but I got off that bandwagon because of decisions that have been made by the Rooney family over the last few years to not fire Tomlin and then bring in Aaron Rodgers.
I think your mic cut out there, Tim.
Yeah, my mic must have cut out there. You can't even say it, man. It just sounds
I honestly can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Big Vegas Golden Knights fan. Used to live in Vegas, so obviously was there when they became a thing. Been to the T-Mobile a few times. Dodgers fan. We can talk more about that later. My hometown Pacers. Yeah, my hometown Pacers. I'm from all over. Like, I got teams from all over the world. And then Everton Football Club. I'm a huge soccer hooligan, I guess. Love to watch Premier League football. And Everton is my club of choice.
So do you wake up at like 6 a.m. on Sundays and like shirt off and you have like your chest painted, like Everton till I die?
So I'm Everton till I die. Do you get up at whatever time? Usually it's 8 o'clock now on the East Coast. When I lived in Vegas and I was an Everton fan, Evertonian.
Brutal.
Oh man, dude, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And then I had to work a full shift at the wedding chapel. So I would like wake up at 5 a.m., watch Everton lose. And they weren't very good when I first got on board. Still aren't that great, but avoiding relegation.
Hey, at least they're in the league.
That's a thing. I mean, one of 6 teams to have never been demoted in the Premier League.
Fun fact mixed into your intro.
they've been in top flight football in England for close to a century now. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that's a little bit about me.
And you mentioned the Colts. You mentioned the Colts.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
mentioned the Colts.
kind of.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
Okay.
watch a whole lot of American football, NFL
Right.
anymore. I'm more of a like, oh, the playoffs are on. Like let me see who's going to be in the Super Bowl, so I know
Yeah.
whether I want to watch the Super Bowl or just check out the commercials later on YouTube.
Right.
So,
It is kind of nice to do that. Nice to live in the future now, where we can just
yeah,
like watch all the commercials after the fact, and you can record, and then just kind of skip through the commercials and get it all over with a lot
yeah,
sooner.
yeah.
It feels like it drags. That's the reason I don't really watch the NFL anymore, because it just drags way too
Yeah,
much.
I think we should get into that on a future episode of like why I kind of quit the NFL.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah,
We also need to we need to break down some of these teams too. It's like you've got
yeah,
LA.
oh yeah.
You move across like the sun never sets on one of Tim's teams.
On my sports empire,
Yeah.
yes. No.
Like
I
LA.
need to find a cricket team in Australia or India to follow, and then we'll really have it,
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say you have one in every time zone, and you kind of do, because Indiana doesn't observe daylight savings time, right?
Yeah,
They do now.
They
Okay.
do now.
Okay.
Yeah, so they well, sometimes you elect people who don't really think about things, and they just want to pass bills to sound cool. And Indiana did that in the early 2000s. And they decided, they didn't decide, but their legislature decided that they would go ahead and push through the governor's agenda, which included to get on Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
So now they observe daylight saving.
So the whole state of Indiana is in Eastern
Standard
Time now. Okay. Interesting.
And that could be like a whole podcast.
Oh yeah.
Like series on
daylight saving,
because it's like it was like very political, and like I don't feel like there was a whole lot of thought that went into it, or the thought that did go into it didn't make any sense. It was a very disappointing day as a Hoosier to have to spring forward.
I can imagine. Did you
that was like oh shoot,
yeah,
this is real. And this was before phones, so you had to do it yourself. Like, now we're spoiled. Like now your phone switches for you.
That's
and
true.
Like the majority of us don't have clocks that
But I imagine you as a teacher, this all too well, that it absolutely fucks every kid for good month. So it's just the absolute worst. The time change is the absolute worst, because it really throws you off.
Especially the fall. The fall one is the worst.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ours is the spring. Ours is the spring,
because kids are like they're up later and they're not, because it gets dark early, but they're up. It's like it was dark at 4:30, but I was up till 8. Now my brain doesn't know what the hell time it is, or what day it is, or
It's dark all the time.
Don't worry, your body will get used to it, and then we'll switch back.
Right. Exactly.
Hashtag NDST now.
It only took about 10 minutes for us to get into our podcast that has been years in the making to get to hashtag NDST now. I honestly
believe was part of the impetus for this anyway. Like our wives kept saying, like, you guys should definitely do a podcast together because you're always talking about funny stuff, and it's hilarious, and definitely. So yeah, here we are.
Very strong opinions. So speaking of which, go ahead and explain for all of our 3 listeners what is false. Well, hopefully it'll be thousands and tens of thousands,
probably
if not hundreds
and the week.
Yeah, a couple billion people listening to this, going back even into the future, going back to this very first episode. Give the people an explanation of the name of the podcast, False Starts at Home.
Okay, so when I was an avid NFL watcher and enjoyed myself some good old fashioned football every Sunday, American football. One of the things that drove me crazy was a false start at home. And what a false start is, for those of you who maybe don't follow American football or you don't watch a whole lot of sports in general, because you don't need to watch sports to really get a whole lot of what we're talking about here either. A false start is when an offensive player makes an illegal movement before the snap. Usually it is an offensive lineman who stands up to start a block, or a wide receiver who starts to run forward across the line. And the reason a false start at home is a problem is because you're not supposed to do it. On the road, the arena's loud, the stadium's loud. You're having a hard time hearing the snap count. You might jump. At home, the crowd's quiet. For the most part, you should remember the snap count because you're getting paid a few $1 million to do that. It's one of the most inexcusable penalties in sports because there's no reason for it. Like, I can see a guy getting a technical in an NBA Finals game,
Okay.
taking a guy's head off.
Right. Passion of the moment. You're caught up in it. Right.
There's nothing to be passionate about pre-snap. Let alone to jump off. I mean,
eager to block your quarterback.
Yeah, I don't care what play the coach is called. You can't seriously be thinking man, I got to get off the ball real fast and get to my guy. No play is worth a false start at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of the impetus or the background behind the name.
So it's like the stupidest shit you can do.
The stupidest thing you can do.
So I guess our podcast, I guess, is going to be a lot about the stupidest shit that's just happening
stupidest
in the world.
Stuff
that just annoys us because it's just dumb.
Stupid stuff in the sports world, or stupid stuff that happened a long time ago in the sports world that we can kind of dissect.
True.
Or
a little teaser.
What were they thinking? Well, yeah,
a little teaser. So it's I have a question on the false starts at home. Is there any particular player over the course of your life of watching the NFL who was particularly bad at this? Who was just I
don't nobody stands out.
Okay.
To me, as far as that guy just always did it. It's just one of those things that no matter what game you're watching, to see one of the home team players all start, and you're just dude, the stadium's quiet.
Right.
You got off you got out of the huddle. You had it
It's
10 seconds from the huddle to the line of scrimmage.
You just forgot in that time.
I don't know what memory deficiencies a person could have that would make them forget a snap count in that.
Well, traumatic brain injury would like to have a word.
Oh yeah, I mean that could have played into it. Constantly bashing your skull against another guy's skull.
Right. There's a lot of plaque build up there. Inside your skull.
Ears ringing the entire time. Maybe.
Yep. Maybe you're just not hearing it, or you just.
It's frustrating as a fan. Especially when they used to get the touchback at the 20-yard line. Now you're starting to drive at the 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, how long has that been?
At the 20-yard line? I don't even.
No, I'm saying, how long has it been? You're back at the 15 now.
If you get a false start on play one, let's say you get a touchback.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
You're on the 20.
Right.
And then first play,
right
there, your left tackle is just I got to block this guy.
Right.
I forgot we were going on Rover,
Right.
And now you're at the 15. And if you're down points at home, that's even worse. Because now you got an 85-yard drive.
Just dumb. Just don't do it. Don't do the false starts at home.
Basically, don't do false starts at home.
I actually kind of just committed one just there because I thought I was like, wait, when did this rule change that touchbacks you start on the 15-yard line? Because I didn't catch that you were like, I didn't do the math.
No. Yeah,
I didn't do the penalty math of like,
okay.
oh, we're starting on the 20th and then we're going back. Anyways, okay. Well,
kids, math is everywhere. For my students who will, Google me and find this. So when you come to class and you say, math is everywhere.
All the fourth graders watching a podcast of two middle-aged brothers talking about daylight savings time. Okay, so here's the game plan for episode 1 of False Starts at Home. We've got first the leadoff. We're going to talk Gavin McKenna. We're going to talk NHL, new CBA, some changes going on with that. The home run derby. We're recording this, I think, as that's actually happening. Tim, do you have that on your TV, or do you watch the home run derby?
Do not. I only watch it if a Dodger is playing.
Okay. And then we're gonna I don't know, we're gonna see, if we've got anything going on football or basketball related. Probably not, but and then we've got a special segment we call it Reset the Clock, and it's gonna be a fun one. And then for our 2-minute warning toward the end here, we're gonna chat about just some stuff. Well, that'll be a little surprise, a little teaser. You're not gonna know what's coming at the 2-minute warning, so we're gonna leave that there. And then we're gonna have some bonus content, bonus situation for all of our paid VIPs, all of our patrons on Patreon that we have not set up yet. And
maybe we do the first one free.
Yeah, there you go.
Hooked like
that's right.
The first one we get like this is bonus.
That's right.
Normally,
that's right. Free sample.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's how those fudge shops on Mackinac Island get you in, man. Have you ever been up there?
You went fudge shop, and I was thinking like crack cocaine.
Well, I'm a new teacher. I'm trying to keep it, sort of PG. Yeah. I was thinking, CIA in Compton in the 90s.
Right.
But that's a really obscure crack reference.
We can talk about history. We're not saying do crack, It's
no.
LT coming in. Don't smoke crack.
Or what's his name from the Chappelle Show? Biggums.
Yeah, Ron Biggums.
Y'all got any of that?
Hey man,
y'all got any of that crack?
Red balls, crack in the can, baby.
Gavin McKenna.
Yeah,
McKenna. Who's Gavin McKenna for
superstar
hockey?
Yeah, superstar. Let's see, what is he? Oh man, I just had his Wikipedia page pulled up. I'm always on Wikipedia. Do you know that?
Do you edit? Reliable
source. I have edited like twice. I've done, and it was pretty surreal. I was like, wow, I'm really contributing to the world now. Yeah, Gavin McKenna, born in 2007. What is he? 17 years old. He's going to turn 18 pretty soon. Phenom. He's actually Connor Bedard's cousin by marriage, which is funny. They're not like blood relation, but they're cousins. I'm assuming the population of Canada is pretty small, so a lot of them are cousins, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah, it's like Alabama that way.
And we've lost an entire country of listeners.
They're not a country, man. They're
damn Yankees. A 51st state. All right, yeah. We've lost an entire future state of.
Yep. Oh well. And a current one. Oh well. Sorry, Alabama.
Nobody from Alabama is listening to this.
Just kidding. Sorry, Canada. I love Canada. If
Me
they
too.
Had a Second Amendment, I would totally move up there. But
my neighbors.
They're not as pro 2A as me. So.
I imagine a larger percentage of the population of Canada own guns than the U.S. I'm willing to. Yeah, I bet that. I'm going to Google that right now.
Smaller calibers. We're going to figure that. I know that they are owners.
Canada versus the U.S. Let's see. We're going to find it. AI overview. Should we trust it?
Oh, great.
Okay, this one says around 48% of the households in the U.S. own at least one firearm. That's way too many people.
How many of us own two?
48%. How many of us own two?
Or more.
All right, I'm gonna lock my doors. Approximately 22% of Canadian households possess at least one firearm.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it's
Okay.
it's more difficult
Wow.
to obtain a firearm in Canada. They don't have
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And a lot of the people who do own them, they're smaller caliber, like 22 long rifle.
Okay.
Like,
For shooting all the moose.
well, no, they have large caliber for moose hunting and stuff like that, but I think you have to have like a special hunting permit and all that.
Okay.
They're not as bad as the UK. In the UK, you're not allowed to own a firearm. Period.
It's like knives.
It's like and knives. Yeah, you're not allowed to own. You know.
Oh,
here
really?
in America, here in America, we enshrined the right to self-defense in our Constitution. Actually, in Ohio, we went a step further in our state constitution than the U.S., and we actually did say you have the right to defend yourself.
Okay.
It's not just you have the right to bear arms.
Oh,
you have the right
like
to bear arms and defend yourself.
Right.
And
okay.
Your family.
You have the right to get shooting.
Arms doesn't specify guns. I mean, technically, the Second Amendment allows you to carry a broadsword down the street.
Smith and Wesson. So, all right.
Anyway, back to Gavin McKenna.
Yeah,
holy crap!
And brief.
What position does he play?
Let's see. He's a forward. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Is he a center? He shoots left.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I really think. I think that he is. Let me see if he's been granted exceptional. Yeah. Oh, he did not. Let's see. Although he was granted exceptional player status by BC, was not granted exceptional player status with the WHL. So that means like you can play junior hockey at basically 14, which is crazy because you're playing like hockey with like 17, 18-year-olds sometimes. Yeah. I think junior hockey ages out at like 20. But yeah, so most of the guys who are actually going to go somewhere with their career are aging out by the draft at like 18. So at the latest. So, but he is projected to go number 1 overall next year to the Pittsburgh Penguins because they're gonna win the Bettman sweepstakes for sure. Gary Bettman's gonna just be like, you know what? It's time for Pittsburgh to have another generational talent. Sid's on the way out, and we got to keep that alive there. So he actually elected. This is kind of a new trend. He elected to go to college in the U.S. And so he was deciding. This was actually like broadcast, like LeBron style, on ESPN. He was choosing where he was taking his talents, and he is taking his talents to Happy Valley.
For college.
Yes, for college.
We're doing decisions for college hockey.
Yes. So we've
come a long way.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Like National Signing Day for college football used to be like a thing.
Yes.
Now we're doing straight up decisions. Good for him, man.
So he's going to play for the Penn State Nittany Lions of the NCAA. They've actually been really good lately. They used to not have a notable hockey program at all. When I was in high school, they did not have a big. I mean, they had a hockey program, but I think they played in the CCHA when that was a thing. Yeah. So Terry Pagula, the owner of the Buffalo Sabres. I don't know if he's like a Penn State alum or just like loves to have his name on things and Penn State's close enough. So he put a bunch of money, instead of spending any money on the Buffalo Sabres, he put a bunch of money into the training center at Penn State. So they have a nice like first-rate training center, coaching, all the stuff.
He did go to Penn State.
Word on the street is,
I just had to look that up real quick.
These kids are eating like filet mignon every meal. Like they wake up for breakfast and they're eating,
steak and eggs.
They're eating steak and eggs and stuff. They're getting whatever they want.
Okay.
But one of the interesting things that this brings up is actually, he, because of this new agreement between the Canadian Hockey League, which oversees all the junior hockey leagues in Canada, and the NCAA allowing, basically saying that CHL, I don't think it's an agreement, actually. I think I misspoke there. It's NCAA actually recognizes now CHL athletes as keeping their amateur status, because some of them are paid like stipends and that sort of thing. And so NCAA is now saying, like, okay, these players are actually still amateurs. They're not professionals. And so they're still eligible to come and play in college. What's crazy to me is you can go as a junior hockey player, you could start at like 14 or 15 and play like 3 seasons in essentially a semi-pro league. I mean, it's still an amateur league, but everybody who's playing in major junior hockey is really good. These guys are better than any of the best beer leaguer you've ever seen skating around the rinks.
So better than you.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm a pylon. Compared to the worst, absolute worst CHL player. Even the 14.
By the way, to get this Pagula guy real quick. So he did go to Penn State, graduated there. He donated $102 million for the ice arena.
102?
$102 million.
9 digits?
9 digits for the Pagula Ice Arena in 2010. So it's been there a minute. I'm surprised they haven't gone to the taxpayers for a new one.
In 2010?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
He donated $102 million. Yeah. Also,
so it's been a process of them kind of building, I guess, then this program.
Yeah.
Over the last 15 years, then to become something that is going to attract a player of the caliber of Gavin McKenna for sure.
Yeah, and then to go to your point on the amateurism, that basically changed for the entire NCAA recently, with the Supreme Court ruling on I forget what the name of the case was, but basically said, like, these kids can get paid to play college sports. And then the NCAA basically said, okay, well, we'll have a salary cap. Excuse me, a salary cap type system. So it'll be interesting to see how this sort of plays out.
Right. So the thing that is in place now is called NIL. So it's name, image, likeness.
Yeah.
And the NCAA has granted permission for these players to make money off of their brand, basically, their personal, their lifestyle brand, like we all have.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lifestyle brand, if you're not grinding,
are you even trying?
Are you even trying? Like, what are you doing? Why are you even in the United States of America? Like,
also, just this is a small bonus footnote for maybe the bonus show. I found this interesting.
Okay.
The Pagulas, him and his wife, Kim, donated $12 million to Houghton College in New York for their athletic facilities. And Houghton College, if you don't know, is a private Wesleyan institution. Yes. And our Papaw was on the board of that.
That's true.
College for several years. So
yeah,
I thought that was interesting. Like, you don't really look through people's Wikipedias and see Houghton College a whole lot.
No, you do not. You don't see the Houghton reference very often. Papaw was in there working the Pagula money.
Yeah, he might have been.
All right. Love it. He's like, oh yeah, Terry Pagula. Yeah, we're old pals.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of interesting the impact this kind of thing is having. Gavin McKenna is obviously not the first athlete to. I don't even think he's the first to transition from the CHL. Canadian junior hockey into the NCAA, but he's 100% the most prominent athlete to do so. And one of the potential repercussions of this is that, like, the team that drafts him next year when the Pittsburgh Penguins draft him next year, first overall, when they win the draft lottery.
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah.
He's calling his shot.
They have, I think it's 3 years to sign him to an entry-level deal.
Yeah.
And so most of the time there's incentive for players to go ahead and sign their deal. There's incentive for the team to go ahead and lock up the player. There's incentive for, and develop them and all that kind of stuff in their system. If not, just put them on the ice with the team. But there's also incentive for the player, because up until basically this point with the NIL and all this stuff, players aren't making, anywhere near the $975,000, entry level per year entry level deal. And so now you've got Gavin McKenna coming in and getting endorsements and getting, all these kinds of like this, what maybe we call in politics, soft money, things that are this kind of dark money, you know what I mean? And so the rumor is that he's getting like $600,000 to play hockey at Penn State. And that's not the school paying him, to my understanding. That's not the school paying him. It's him getting money from his personal brand, his abilities to sort of draw in. And it's probably a lot of boosters, going, hey, I'm just going to, give you money. And so the school probably has a big part of like arranging this money on behalf of the player to draw them in. But now it's like, okay, if I can go hang out at college and make $600,000, or possibly in the future, if I can make my $900,000, say I don't want to go to play for the Pittsburgh Penguins, I can go and play, get myself a college degree at a pretty well-known university like Penn State, pretty good college. And now my rights have expired. And so when I want to actually sign a deal, I have a lot more power. I'm a free agent now. I have a lot more power in which team I decide to go to. And I've just had 4 years of playing against, grown men, honing my game and eating filet mignon three times a day.
Yeah, I could see that, but do you think the allure of the competition plays a factor into it at all? Because as far as from what I've seen of NCAA hockey, it's not as competitive as even probably some of the OHL, junior hockey league, that kind of stuff. It's competitive, don't get me wrong. But is the allure of playing professional hockey, having a shot at, getting the playoffs, having a shot at a Stanley Cup, so early in your career, or not?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is like,
I think it will depend on,
right.
I think it will depend on the player, their willingness to sort of forego like the actual pro competition. Right. And I think too, some of these guys, like if you're, if you're drafted that highly, it's because somebody thinks that you can play and contribute right away.
Right.
For the most part. But it does go back to what you said about, if my average annual value contract on a entry level deal is half of what I can make playing at college, that's a decision. It'll be interesting to see, how many players, and not just in hockey, but in all sports, as this sort of NIL and NCAA salary cap things shake out. Obviously with the NFL, they can't go to the draft until after their junior year. But NBA, I believe they only have to do 2 years in college for NBA.
Is that newer? Is that a newer rule?
Yeah, it's a newer rule. I think they kind of put it in place because they did have some guys who were coming out of high school and they just weren't mature enough. They weren't ready.
Right. Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see, and two, it'll be interesting to see how these schools handle this money situation. Because, I mean, if you know anything about pro athletes, these teams don't just sign these guys to $1 million contracts and then just kind of let them show up on game day. Like, they have to come to practice every day. They have to make game weight. They have to, some of them have literal babysitters who, make sure that when they're on the road, they're in the hotel at 10 p.m. or whatever time curfew is, that they're not leaving the room, that they're, they're not on social media making fools of themselves. They're not saying, stupid stuff. They're not, they're not going to strip clubs at 2 a.m. with guns in their waistband, those kinds of things.
Right. As you do.
Yeah. So, as
us grown adults do.
As certain grown men do, mostly when they're in New York City playing for the Giants. That's a Plaxico Burress reference.
Burress reference?
Yeah, that's a Plaxico reference.
Plaxico never gets old. Plaxico Burress.
Oh man, especially that incident. I mean, come on,
yourself
man.
In the balls.
You shot yourself because you were dumb enough to concealed carry in a pair of sweatpants. And that might not even be the biggest false start at home on that whole thing. He wore sweatpants to a strip club. I mean,
speaking of
that's a total unforced error. Plaxico Burress. Come on, man.
False start at home.
That is a false start at home. Anyway, so I think it'd be interesting to see, though. Our college is going to start having babysitters for these guys. Like.
Yeah.
I know you and I both went to small private Christian colleges where the party scene was non-existent.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. It was, unless you knew where to go.
It was minimal. But it wasn't as out in the open.
Yeah, and I don't know about your school, but my school, we didn't have fraternities. Indiana Wesleyan. No. So there was no wild frat house drunken, hazings and stuff like that. I wonder how schools are going to start handling these situations. You've got a kid who's coming to your school. He is getting paid, or she is getting paid, millions of dollars by NIL deals. They're raking in money for your university as well.
Right.
You got to keep the golden goose. You got to keep the golden goose safe.
Yeah.
So,
to your point about competition, I don't think that's a concern. I don't think that's I think obviously every kid that's playing hockey dreams of playing in the NHL. Even if you're playing for the, Ducks, or the Sabres or whatever, you're in the show, you're playing NHL hockey.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can really compare to that. But if you're 17 or 18, 19 years old, do you want to be, making, is that extra for just a couple of years, is that extra $200,000 a year worth getting your ass beat every single game, 82 games a year, and playing for a team you may not want to play for in a city you may not want to live in, versus having the control for those years you're around all kids your age, and so there's a lot. I mean, personally, if I was in this position, I never would be, but if I were in this position, I probably would choose to go to college, at least for a couple of years, kind of see, okay, how does the team develop? It's sort of a case of which team you get drafted to, though, too, because a couple of years ago, 2020, the Rangers won the lottery, NHL lottery, draft lottery. They take Lafreniere first overall. 3 years later, is it 2 or 3? They're winning the President's Trophy and going to the third round of the playoffs. They're competitive. They're making a push to win the Stanley Cup. If I'm drafted by that team, sure, I'm signing my entry level deal. I'm getting in the system. I'm making my way, even if I have to play.
New York City kids want to be in too. I mean,
well, and that's true too. Exactly.
A lot of them.
And so, an original six. Even if you get shipped up to whatever their AHL team is, the Hoboken Giants or whatever it is. I don't know what their AHL team is.
I was going to guess Binghamton, New York, but
it might be the Syracuse somethings. I don't know.
That's probably Buffalo.
That's probably Buffalo. Yeah. Maybe you'd want to do that, but like even like, are you going to take the risk? Because once you sign the deal, you're done. Like, you're at the team's decision making. Like, if the coach doesn't want you on the team, plus a big thing with like the Red Wings prospects right now, we're not competitive. Like, we're competitive for most of the regular season until it gets to March, and then we shit the bed. And do we want to put our young prospects into play like 3 minutes a game on the fourth line and not get any goals and feel miserable about themselves just to put them in an NHL jersey? Or are we going to put them in the AHL? Are we going to leave them over in Sweden? That sort of thing. Or leave them in juniors. And if I'm the player, my decision is also like, okay, would I rather go and like get playing time and be a professional athlete and be on an entry-level deal, but I'm playing in the AHL? Nobody's watching the AHL. Like, I would venture to say there are 10 times the amount of people watching on TV a Penn State hockey game than there are watching a, Grand Rapids Griffins AHL game. And so you're kind of going, okay, like, do I want, there's a little bit of ego there too, So it's like, do I want to be on TV scoring goals and, letting it rip? Or do I want to go and just kind of be in the AHL for a couple of years and develop and then get a shot, at playing like second line center for the, LA Kings and get swept every first round by the Oilers
or Maple Leafs?
or get in the Maple Leaf system.
Yeah, I can see a lot of that. I would just say also, one thing, because I'm getting old, I'm 44, so you start to think about injuries. What would your prospect for injury be?
Oh man,
I know that may play into it too, because you see so many guys in so many different sports. Tear an ACL, tear Achilles, whatever, in their rookie year, and they're just never the same guy after that.
Right. I panic every time a player goes and, is not playing at the pro level right away. It's like, no, don't get injured.
And it used to be, because you couldn't get paid in college. Like, that's why guys would go, girls would go to a professional league, was because it's like, well, if I get injured, at least I'm got good health care and I'm making some money.
Right.
Because in college, that's the other side of that equation, is you're probably on either your parents' health care or some crappy, school issue health care.
Right.
So if you do get injured, unless you're a big Power 6 football player, you're probably getting your medical treatment at the university hospital.
Right.
And hopefully you chose one with a good nursing program, But yeah, so it'd be interesting to see, not just here with McKenna, but with all sports. How things kind of start shaking out as far as these athletes go.
And two, like you said, the other sport, like the NFL, big for college. College football has always been a pipeline. Like, they don't really have a farm system, and so college football really is their farm system. And you can't even draft a player until you can't get drafted until you are 3 years out of high school, and so. You might as well go to college. Like, you might as well go get your degree and even play all 4 years and even take that risk of the fourth year or whatever. If you get drafted, I don't know. So, yeah. Well, so our next topic is NHL. Also, we got a little CBA extension here. I think it takes us through like 2030. So that's nice. Gary Bettman and the owners won't lock out the players and, trash the league again like they have done. And so one of the pieces of the new CBA is that we're moving to 84 games from 82. So a couple extra games. I did some rough math. I went to the Red Wings home opener this last season, and I was just like standing in line to get my Little Caesars pizza, and I was just doing some quick math in my head, and I was like, you know what? It's like easily, I forget the number now, but it was like easily like $10 million per game that they're making, that they're bringing in. Easily $10 million. And you multiply that by like 82 games. To add a couple more games, like, you know, you're padding Chris Ilitch's bottom line there. You know, that pays for the divorce settlement a little bit there. So,
but is the salary cap going up with that?
Well, so the players in the NHL, the players and the owners split the pot. So all the revenue that comes in, they're splitting. So they're getting they're splitting a bigger pot now. And they're reducing the way they're kind of making room for this is they're reducing training camp, which everybody kind of wanted as well, like to have less preseason games.
Yeah.
So limiting preseason.
They play now like 8.
It's too many.
Preseason.
It's way too many.
Like, like every year the VGK send out we've got our preseason. I'm like,
yeah. Like,
okay, so we're playing the Kings 3 times, the Mammoth or whatever they're called now, 2 times, the Avalanche twice. Like and it's just stupid because it's home and away, and it's like we're gonna play these guys 15 times during the regular season.
Right. And it's like one period that you're actually seeing players that you want to see, players that even have a shot. So it's
I'm like, I mean, I've gone to a preseason game. They're cool. In Vegas, everything's cool.
Yeah.
I can't speak to the in-arena experience everywhere. I could speak for it here in Columbus. It's not that great. But I mean, I can imagine,
you know what?
$15,
that's actually
$20 a beer.
That's actually surprising that you say that Columbus doesn't have a great in-arena experience with the notable live music scene in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. I mean, once you've been to T-Mobile and you've seen the Vegas experience, nothing's going to live up to that. But I mean, Columbus is very mid, very Ohio, as the kids are saying.
Is Ohio like slang for mid?
I guess Ohio slang for like mid.
Are we
middle
making that, or is that a thing?
No, it's a thing. The kids have been saying it. Kids in Ohio don't really say it as much.
I love that so
Here
much.
They're stuck on skibbity.
Which I still don't know what it means. I just found out that Riz means charisma.
Yeah,
which I
knew
think
that.
is actually kind of a nice. That's like a nice.
I
well, of course you knew that. You're with the youngins all the time.
But I mean, just think about it. Riz. Like what?
I don't know. It was like Galaxy Brain for me. I was like,
okay.
Oh, I understand culture.
Anyway, but I mean, to your point about the money, I mean, yeah, $15 a beer, $10 for a slice of pizza.
Right.
You got 18,000 people in the stadium, I guess, and you've got people spending who knows how much on suites.
Right.
I can see that. To me, it just feels like 2 games is just like, it's not the NFL. When the NFL was like, oh, we want to add an extra game to the season, like that meant something because the season was already, I guess, short.
Right.
In terms of games, because they only play once a week.
Yeah.
I don't like. What does this mean? Like we get a Wednesday night hockey game every once in a while.
Right.
Like, is it better for TV?
Well, there you go.
Sure
the broadcasters are in.
I'm sure for the local broadcasters it is.
Yeah.
And that's what really all the teams basically make their broadcasting revenue is off of those local deals.
Right.
I don't know. It's intriguing. It's like when people said that they should make Major League Baseball season shorter. Like,
right.
Okay, how much shorter?
This brings up a thing with mentioning the NFL, like because the NHL and NBA have always been pretty similar with the number of games they play in a season, at least in my experience and knowledge.
Yeah, 80.
but it brings up two things for me. One, the first thing I want to bring up is like one, why does the NFL only play one game a week? Like is it that much more physically taxing to play football than it is to play hockey? And is that why? Because like the NHL, you're playing 3-4 games a week, sometimes back to back nights. Like, is it really that different of a sport where you can only play once a week, or is the NFL just like, no, we're just this is just how it's been. We just want to do this.
That's an interesting point. I think, I mean, as someone who played football in, middle school,
For the renowned
St. Augustine
Bobcats?
Saints.
Oh, okay.
St. Augustine Saints, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot you went to Catholic school.
Yeah. I mean, I got concussed a couple of times. I had a teammate that got concussed. But I do when I'm watching hockey, I'm like, man, dude, these guys are like throwing themselves at each other into the boards, hard.
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
Yeah.
Throwing an ice pack on it and doing the same thing on Thursday and Saturday and getting maybe 3 or 4 days rest before their next game. I kind of wonder that too, but I wonder, it would be interesting now, like in the age of all these sensors and like sports science measurement data stuff, to see like what the G-force level of like an NHL check versus NFL tackle or like a blocking an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, because you got two guys who are lined up across from each other, inches apart, and they're on go, just
like battering rams
against each other. So it'd be interesting, as opposed to like in hockey, sometimes you see the guy out of the corner of your eye and you're able to avoid that check.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see him out of the corner of your eye and you turn the wrong way and you take that check to the head
and you get and then you're down.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think some of it is probably a traditional thing, going back to the NFL's travel days. Football is not a sport where like at its inception, they were traveling pretty decent distances between towns on a bus. It's the reason baseball plays series. The reason baseball plays series is because it was less travel, because they were traveling on train. So it was literally like you were like as a Dodgers fan, when we were in Brooklyn, they would get on a train and go play Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and who else would have been down that? Milwaukee, I think, would have been in the National League at that time. But you would go play that sort of circuit and then come back home because of the way that travel works. Now, I mean, these guys are flying first class back, or even
on their private jet, the team jet,
which some teams have better jets than others. But I don't know if I would want to see an NFL team try to play 2 games a week, because I don't think that the level of competition would be there.
Okay.
I think the NFL. I think the NFL, American football, is a lot more of a strategic thinking contact sport.
You got to plan. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of preparation and
game
plan and sort of thing.
Basketball and hockey are very on the fly sports, because there's not stoppages, especially in hockey. Like, it stops if the puck goes out of play, if a player scores, or if there's a penalty. Even with this cleaning the ice situation, like, they have to wait for a natural stoppage in play. They're not just like, oh, it's 8 minutes in, we're whistling it.
Right.
Whereas with football, it's, you want to plan everything. I mean, these teams are scripting the first 20 plays of the game, or, they're they're spending more time scouting teams and putting together game plans anymore than they are in like scouting player development and talent. I think because winning the games has become more important than who you have on the field. You can get by with one or two big names as long as you're winning.
Right.
Yeah. So 84 games, that'll be.
It's also interesting to me for the second piece of this that I was thinking of is stats. So like we've already seen just in this last season, Ovechkin passing Gretzky for most goals all time, and Ovechkin, to his credit, had to deal with like a lockout is supposed to be rookie season. I'm pretty sure was locked out. A lockout in his prime, his absolute prime, in 12-13, and then COVID. And so 2 shortened seasons because of COVID. Like one of the seasons was, a little bit shortened at the very end, and then sort of a truncated season 2021. And then obviously like all the, accommodations the league made and stuff like to get back to play. But it makes me wonder, like, you're adding 2 more games a season over the course of a 15 to 20 year career. That adds up for sure. 40 games, like it adds a little bit, but in the season itself, it also adds opportunity for like, you've got a lot of players that get up to, like there's, only 4 players, I think, all time that have scored 100 assists in a season. You're probably going to see a lot more hit that mark in those last 2 games because a lot of players get close. Like you get into the 95 range, like those last 2 games kind of, especially you're competing for a playoff spot or something like that, competing for positioning. You're out there scoring goals and getting points and stuff. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. And then of course, games played. Like you're just talking about like just pure games played, games that you can play in your career. You just have a lot bigger opportunity there.
To go along with both of those points, contract incentives. If you've got if you've got a contract incentive that said you need to score 40 goals, and in an 82 game season you scored 39, and that cost you $1 million or $1.5 million or whatever whatever that value was, now you've got 2 extra games to try to do it.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see.
You think we ever get to 100 game NHL season?
No. Because that puts you into playing year round.
Right.
Almost. I mean, and it's already, when you're the 4th largest of the major 4 professional sports leagues, I mean, it's hard. It's going to be hard enough to keep viewership for 84 games.
Yeah.
I mean, like you and I are, NHL, what's the thing called? The subscription thing, whatever,
Oh, yeah. Power play, whatever.
Whatever it is.
I went to Fubo since I live right now.
I mean, so excuse me. So we're gonna watch every game,
right?
Like we're invested. Like
I suffer through it.
I mean, I kind of have to pay because my team, and I don't even get to watch a lot of my team, during the regular season because the regular season is during the school year,
right?
And you don't want to be going to bed at like midnight, 1 a.m. and then dealing with some 10-year-olds the next day.
Kids were watching Wally.
We're watching highlights, right? Like
watching highlights. There you go.
It's a math lesson. I mean, math
Get out
is
your
everywhere.
Protractor and what angle did
calculate the angle of So that's I mean, I think that the more games, like a lot of these leagues are trying more games for in-stadium revenue, hopefully. 'Cause I can't imagine you're going to get a whole lot of more television revenue. Like nobody's the NFL. Like nobody
Right.
will. I mean, it's just the way the NFL is structured with their media deal. The NFL says like, we're the league, we own the rights. It's $2 billion a year, or you don't get to broadcast.
Yeah.
And NBC is like, yeah, sure, we'll take our
We'll
game
do
a
it.
week, and
Yeah.
we have the Super Bowl every 4 years, and at
And
least
we'll put-
one playoff game.
And we'll put Chris Collinsworth on it.
Yeah. I think longer seasons are not the answer for hockey.
Yeah.
Or basketball. I think too, one of the things with hockey is, and like why part of the reason it was hard for me to be a hockey fan in Vegas when we first moved out there, and Vegas didn't have a team. And when I was a young lad, I was a Colorado Avalanche fan. You remember the days?
I do,
because I like Patrick Waugh, so we'll go ahead and that'll be why I liked them. I like Patrick Waugh. Anyway, but you're living in a place where there's no ice.
Right.
Period. It's kind of hard to get into hockey season.
Right.
When it's 85 degrees outside and the palm trees are swaying,
Right. Right.
Once they got a team, then it makes a lot more, okay, well, this is our team. Like we're here. They're
in
local.
town. Yeah.
We're in town. Now, where it gets hard to be a Vegas Golden Knights fan is in playoff time. I love it, making the playoffs, don't get me wrong. But when it's 110, 120 degrees outside in Vegas, and you're just like, it's not hockey season anymore, guys.
Right.
It's not hockey season.
Right.
I can't do it, Coach.
As a Red Wings fan who has not seen his team in the playoffs since 2016, I would watch the Red Wings in a playoff game if it were 185 degrees outside. Like global warming, eat us up.
I'll still watch.
I would give anything.
It's the immersion of the experience. I think hockey is one of the sports where you feel immersed in the game because it's played on ice and you're watching it in the winter. Usually.
Yeah, I kind of wish that the season. I don't. The logistics of this would be like insane, but I kind of wish the season would kind of flip where like the Stanley Cup playoffs started in like February, like right after the Super Bowl. And so it's still like, it's like deep winter, because that time of the year, there's nothing like the Super Bowl happens. And then it's just like that sludge time in all the other sports where all of the teams are like dealing with injuries. You're just kind of waiting. Like most of the teams have like they haven't clinched their playoffs and all that sort of stuff, but it's like they're basically going to. And then spring training hasn't quite started yet for baseball, and so it's just this time of year where it's like, blah,
NBA's not in their playoff mode yet.
Right, they're not quite there yet. Yeah,
that would be interesting. Maybe we could pitch that to Batman for the next.
Yeah. Of course, now they've got the Olympics going on during that time of year, so now we're going to be doing every other year. It's going to be, let's see, every 4 years is going to be the Olympics.
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years is going to be the like World Cup or some sort of like, the Four Nations thing this past year, which was awesome. Very surprisingly awesome. I thought that was going to suck. And then I watched
I did too, because it was only going to be 4 games.
Awesome.
4 teams, I mean. I was like, 4 teams? Like, come on, man. But it turned out to be surprisingly like.
It was awesome.
A good tournament. I mean, obviously it kind of ended like we all expected it to.
Right. Canada winning at their game.
I mean, as they should.
Right. Well, Home Run Derby, I think, is happening as we speak.
Yeah.
Do you have any live?
Should be right now.
Have any live for the broadcast?
It is on ESPN. So.
Whenever we get this posted, this will be way old news. Everybody will know who won and everything. But
just started. Okay, it's on ESPN, so you can't watch it unless you have cable. because ESPN hasn't started their streaming service yet. They're starting that this fall. So
Really?
yeah. Let's see. Live round results. They are still competing in the first round.
Okay.
Okay.
So you said there's no Dodgers in that one?
No. Last year, Teoscar Hernandez won
Okay.
from the LA Dodgers.
Okay.
He decided not to go back for another shot at glory.
We were watching
end of the regular season.
That's
what the home run derby does to these guys. Like,
what does it do?
Takes all their pop out of their bat for the rest of the year. You know? Like,
really? Is that like a curse? Is that like a thing?
It's a weird thing. Like, these guys will compete in the home run derby, hit 60 home runs in a night or whatever it is, and then they'll struggle the rest of the season.
Interesting.
Like,
they use them all.
A lot of them, you will see a lot of them not be able to hit a home run for a couple weeks here.
Interesting.
And they'll be few and far between. Yeah. The one player I would have my eye on would be Jazz Chisholm.
Okay.
Because he's about your size.
Okay. Which is humongous, by the way.
Just,
ripped, shredded.
You weigh like 160 wet?
Dude, are you kidding me? No.
Oh, man.
I'm a good 215 now.
You put on some weight since your college.
Oh.
Okay, maybe Jazz Chisholm is a little smaller.
I'm beefy. Yeah, I was like 160 until I turned 28 years old, and then I finally started being able to gain some weight.
Got married and didn't have to try anymore. I know how that goes.
It's like, maybe I need to size up the shirt. Amy actually told me,
yeah,
she's like, I think you need to go from large to extra large. They're getting a little snug there.
That's always a tough day.
So Jazz Chisholm, he's 5'11", 184. No, he's definitely smaller than me. He's a smaller guy than me.
He's not a big dude. And he's not known for his home run hitting. I mean, he's pretty much a leadoff guy.
At a measly $5.8 million a year salary. Jeez, that's like nothing in the MLB.
I mean, if they had a MLB like base stealing competition in the All-Star game,
that'd be pretty cool.
Jazz Chisholm would win that.
Okay. That'd be pretty cool.
I could see Jazz Chisholm easily winning a base stealing contest.
He's not going to win the home run derby, though. Is that what you're saying?
Not a chance. It'd be funny to watch it just to see, how many not home runs he hit.
Has anybody ever? I used to try to watch this every year, but I haven't in several years. I always forget about it. It's like, it's the middle of the summer and I'm like, oh yeah, baseball. I always forget. I'm like, oh yeah, baseball's still going. That's right.
Yeah.
I get into like off season, free agency in the NHL kind of mode. And I forget that the baseball season is still going. Has anybody in the home run derby, to your knowledge, ever just like not hit a single home run? Like that's had to have happened, right?
I'm sure it has. I mean, I haven't watched every home run derby.
And then they come out of that and they still got all the home runs on their bat. So they're just cranking them after the All-Star break.
I don't know. I just know like the home run derby is like one of those marketing things for Major League Baseball where it's like, let's show off what these guys can do with their bats. Like, and lately though, what it's been is it hasn't even been like the big names. So like Shohei, he's not doing the home run derby.
Right.
It used to be like you had Ken Griffey Jr., Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. Like those guys were leading the league in home runs, and they did the home run derby.
Right.
Now it's like, I mean, Pete Alonso, I think, is the last guy to win the home run derby and the National League home run title in the same season. It's just like a bunch of guys who are like, yeah, I guess, if I'm like,
I guess I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll get me some TV time. But no, I think that like that brings us kind of to our next thing with the All-Star game and baseball in general. Has it run its course?
Have All-Star games in general. In all the sports, because NHL, like you see them, they're kind of like, this is toast. Like this is boring as hell. And it got to that point. Nobody's trying. Nobody wants to get hurt. Like it's not competitive.
Yeah. And there's no reason to attempt to compete in an exhibition game like that.
Right.
And MLB
And I remember
tried the little gimmicks with the home field thing, and
right. That to me was like, that's garbage. Like, you're taking something from one single game that maybe one of your players has an impact on.
Yeah.
If you're in the World Series, maybe one of your players had an actual chance to like affect that game in the middle of the summer, and that determines home field advantage in the World Series. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And you could have conceivably been a wild card team out of your league and made it to the World Series. But if your league won home field advantage,
right?
You go
now all of a sudden you get
a 1 seed. Come on,
right?
That's
right.
Yeah, that was stupid. I would rather see like skills competition type stuff.
Same.
Like I just said, base stealing competition. Like,
yes.
Dude, if you got like the fastest guys in MLB, the best base stealers, and you just put them out there on the bases, and you had, a first baseman, a pitcher, a second baseman, or a shortstop out there.
Bam, trying to get them out.
The pitcher has to set, set and get ready to throw a pitch, and then he has to decide.
Oh man.
Can you imagine is he gonna go for the pickoff at first or second? Like that.
Yeah.
It would be fun to watch. I think
it would be a lot of fun to watch.
I think it would also be fun to watch excuse me, like a fielding competition.
I was just about to say. Yeah.
Different types of balls being hit, or
somebody with a cannon at home plate and then launching balls out to like the wall. And then line drive, like a 2-hop from, and just one guy's out there. He's got to make his way across the whole time, and so you've got 3 minutes on the clock. How many balls can you get? How many ground balls back in?
Or how many ground balls can you field and throw to first?
Yeah,
that would be interesting. But the whole concept of these all-star games in general, I mean, especially with baseball being the one where every team gets a player in the game or on the roster. They don't all play in the game, but you're taking pitchers who may or may not be able to go in their normal rotation, pitching maybe 2 innings.
Right.
You've got, the whole game is like watching when these teams started switching to using the opener strategy, where they're pulling out of the bullpen. And so the All-Star game is just really, it made sense probably in the pre-TV era, where these guys would go to, Atlanta.
Oh, sure,
and now everybody in Atlanta gets to see the American
League. Gets to go
League,
and see the best of the best.
And especially before interleague play. Because before interleague play, if you were a Dodgers fan and you went to Dodger Stadium every day, you didn't get to see the Angels players who were that good. Now, everything's on TV. MLB's got, pilot. They send you a notification every time someone does something, what a play, grab this, that, or the other. Like, the All-Star games are kind of
I know the NHL has kind of moved away from the All-Star game in favor of like more best on best kind of tournaments in that same sort of break in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I know the NFL has adjusted the Pro Bowl to be like a flag football kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
isn't that
like
kind of a little
flag,
bit?
It's like a flag and skills competition, kind of thing.
And so, what has the NBA done? Have they changed their All-Star game at all?
They pretty much do the same thing.
Basketball. The game of basketball is kind of a skills competition in general. Like each time you get the possession, like you're kind of like. It's kind of an opportunity to just like show off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see that one still being pretty fun.
I think they tried to do the thing, like, remember when the NHL did the captains, like instead of East versus West, they did a captain thing. I think the NBA tried that a couple times, but like it's, for the most part, it hasn't really changed. honestly, NBA All-Star Weekend, the more entertaining thing is the Celebrity Pro-Am one. They do they do for the NBA. They do a Celebrity Pro-Am game like the day before the All-Star game. So they'll have
How have I missed
this? It's great because they're like
what celebrities play in it?
Kevin Hart's been in it.
Oh my god!
Yes, like seriously.
He's like half the size.
But then they're mic'd up too. So that's the best part.
That's perfect.
It's like
okay.
they've got these guys
now
mic'd up.
I know I got to tune into this.
You gotta watch it if you haven't watched it. Yeah. So I think all-star games are kind of meh, whatever. NBA, I feel like their all-star game is probably better than their skills competitions because the dunk contest is such a circus. Like guys jumping over cars.
Yeah. Well, that's the way like even like the NHL, the breakaway challenge in the in the skills competition, it became this like a skit thing, and it was so poorly done. It was like ESPN couldn't get the timing right. It was awkward. It was so weird. And like they had celebrity judges, and it was like, okay, this is boring as hell. They had some fun ones.
Anything with
judges. They had some fun skills competition stuff. But then too, even in that, like the last All-Star game that I watched, the skills competition, Nikita Kucherov was there and was getting like booed by the entire arena because he was like just kind of lazily skating around, wasn't really trying. And it's like, dude, why did you even accept doing this? Like, if you don't want to be here,
probably got a
no
bonus.
One's making you to be here. Like,
he probably got like $20,000.
I bet he got fined.
Those guys
Batman probably went up to him and was like, all right, hand it over.
Your check's coming back to me.
Yep, give me.
But where was the All-Star game? Maybe he had a girlfriend in that city. He wanted to get a free trip to.
True. Where was that?
Also happening this week. MLB draft was last night. So.
All 800 rounds of it.
Yeah, all the most pointless draft in sports, man. Like, you've got a sport where you're pulling kids out of high school and putting them on farm league teams. Like, there's kids 18 years old playing single A ball, high A, double A ball. Do we really need to draft? Let alone, like, I think the MLB draft is literally like 8 or 9 rounds. Like, it's a long draft.
The MLB draft? Do you want to try that again? 8 or 9 rounds, you said?
Oh, sorry. Is it?
It's over.
It's 16, isn't it?
It's 20 rounds.
What the heck?
It is 20 rounds.
That is too many.
Day 2 of the MLB draft is rounds 4 through 20. Like, you're just writing names. You're just like on Google Name Generator at this point. Making, like, I don't know, like I'm taking Wyatt Earp from the Texas Central Christian High School in San Antonio. I don't know. Like, is that a place? Is that a guy? Like,
at the point you're in rounds 4 through 20, are we even verifying that you're drafting real people?
No. Who could keep track of that many people?
Like, you're getting a notification. You're like, with the 13th pick of the draft, their 13th pick of the draft. Right. Your team picked Joe Schmo. Like, there's no point to the MLB draft because of the farm system. Like, the farm system and the fact that you can recruit a kid right out of high school, he can go play single A, he can go play double A, he can work his way through the system. Like, all this MLB draft does is put unfair expectations on a kid. Because now he's, the number 1 pick by the New York Yankees, and he's their number 8 catcher in their pipeline. Like, okay, so now he's got all this pressure to succeed, and when he's playing in Lake Placid and, not doing so hot.
Right.
Because he's,
because he's still 15 years old.
Because he's still got people in his head saying, oh, you're the 8th best pitcher in the Yankees organization. Like,
right.
How are you going to compare to that? I think the MLB draft is stupid. They need to get rid of it.
Like have a normal amount of rounds. First of all, like
Or-
I even think 7 rounds in the NHL is too much.
oh yeah,
It's like by the time you're getting to those picks, it's like you've got the same talent level as players who go undrafted and sign to teams as free agents. Like there's in the last 5 years, there's like more than a handful of players who were undrafted and have won the Stanley Cup, like and have had impactful games winning the Stanley Cup. It's like you don't need. And one of the things too, like you're talking about the farm system, the MLB does have a very deep farm system. Why not have those teams draft into their own leagues? Like you know what I mean? Like
for all intents and purposes, that's basically the way it works.
I guess that is kind of
with
how
the
it is.
MLB
That's
draft.
what it is.
Like so,
right.
So if the Dodgers draft a guy, they've got 4 options. They've got 5, maybe 6 options, whatever. Anyway, so they can send to Michigan's our high A affiliate, Great Lakes Loons, for the Dodgers.
Okay.
So you send a kid down there.
Did not know that. Great Lakes Loons, where do they play?
Great Lakes Loons. I can't remember where they play their home games.
I'm looking. Great Lakes Loons.
It's in, I believe it's in like this part.
Midland.
Yeah, this part.
You're gonna be.
I was
somewhere
close.
in there. Yeah. Midland is what it sounds like. It's in the middle of the land.
You can go to Tulsa Drillers, play AA ball. Oklahoma City, and play AAA ball. You can play in the West Coast League, or you can go to the Big Show. Most of the guys end up with either the Loons or Tulsa for a few years. And then in the Dodgers case, they get traded for big name guys who are about to be free agents. You know? Like, hey, we'll give you our 15th best catcher if we can have your number 1 hitter.
Well, that's why they have so many rounds. It's to support it's to support the prospect.
Support the Dodgers, the Yankees, and I can't remember who the 3rd biggest spenders in MLB are. I know
it's to support the prospect to draft bait pipeline.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think the NFL draft even is kind of too long now, and they made it a 4-day spectacle because what we were missing was a Thursday night primetime first round NFL draft,
right?
Where we could see how bad Mel Kiper was at his job.
Yes.
Hey,
you want to hear something?
Needed all day Friday to hear Chris Berman. Be Chris Berman.
I forgot you're a Chris Berman hater. I love Chris Berman.
I was more of a Stu Scott guy myself.
Back. I love Stu Scott too. Yeah. I just read something hilarious. The format of 20 rounds in the MLB draft has been in place since 2021. Do you know how many rounds there was before 2021?
Probably
30.
40
rounds.
Makes sense.
Why do you need to pick 40 players every year? Every single. How bad are you at scouting baseball players that you need 40 chances to get it right?
I wonder how much of it is like I was saying earlier with the Dodgers, we're just trading away our guys. How much of it is
right?
Just need 80 extra draft picks.
I'm just getting assets. I'm just
we're hoarding. We'll give you a 13th round pick for this guy or whatever. I don't know, but it's absurd to me. And the fact that the MLB app even thought that I needed notifications about the Dodgers drafting was
40th round alert.
I forgot I had the notification on, because I have all the news alerts.
Yeah.
Baseball is kind of my number one. I love
right.
baseball.
Yeah.
So I have the news alerts turned on year round. It's December and I'm finding out, who's going there, who had surgery or whatever. But I forgot I had them on, and then all of a sudden it's like, with the 19th selection, I'm like, holy.
What? Like who? From where?
Like Thomas Jefferson on July 3rd. Oh, that was today. Oh, man. We should probably get to our big segment here.
Yes, we gotta get into reset the clock.
Yeah, reset the clock.
Before we get into reset the clock, we gotta take a quick ad break for our sponsor today.
Oh, we're hashtag sponsored today. You're gonna be really shocked when you hear some of these numbers, some of these things.
Okay, I'm actually gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back on. You're gonna be shocked. That's how we're coming back to the show.
I was shocked. I knew it was a bad decision. I didn't know how bad of a decision it was.
That's our teaser. Okay, so we are back. And this is Reset the Clock, our segment on the False Starts at Home podcast. So thanks for sticking with us to this point. And the title of this Reset the Clock is Dwight Clark Dropped the Ball. Yeah, that Dwight Clark.
That Dwight Clark.
The catch, Dwight Clark. So we kind of had in episode 0, we kind of had this chat. We were talking about this segment, some ideas for it. And Tim, you came up with the great idea of like alternative timeline. And so, alternative timeline, what if Tom Brady didn't go 199th overall in the draft and instead went first overall? And of course, you can guess just by law of large numbers who had the first overall pick in the year 2000. The mistake by the lake, the Cleveland Browns. So, what would have happened? Well, first of all, let's say, because this is pretty hilarious. Who are all the quarterbacks? It wasn't a quarterback deep draft, but who are the quarterbacks taken ahead of Tom Brady in the year 2000?
There were, hold on a second.
And maybe we should preface this whole segment by saying, neither of us is a Tom Brady fan.
In fact,
so
I hate the guy.
I texted you. I've always hated him. But I texted you.
Even though he's from Michigan? He went to Michigan.
He went to Michigan. He's not from Michigan. He went to Michigan. I watched Man in the Arena, the first episode of the Tom Brady, We Love Tom Brady documentary on ESPN. And I was like, I texted you this. I don't know. I kind of like Tom Brady now. Like, was I wrong this whole time? Is he actually very likable? Because he was very like, you know what? I was just trying to be, just do my job and just be there, be ready for, and so, yeah, I don't know. So just as a context to shape this whole conversation, neither of us are big Tom Brady people, but we recognize the fact that he's won, 15 Super Bowls and whatnot. How many is it exactly?
Seven.
Okay, I stopped counting.
Still,
after three, I was like,
so it was a terribly weak draft for quarterbacks. The number one quarterback that year was Chad Pennington.
The whole Chad.
I think we all know how that turned out for the Jets.
Oh yes, as everything always does, turns out for the Jets.
Yeah, there was Giovanni Carmazzi was taken ahead of Tom Brady. Chris
Household
Redman.
Name.
Yeah, Chris Redman.
I've actually heard that name.
T. Martin. Because the Steelers were trying to recover that slash magic, and T. Martin they thought could be a slash 2.0.
There's only one Cordell Stewart.
Yep. Mark Bulger, who he didn't have a bad career.
Yeah.
Arguably the second best quarterback taken in that draft.
Also
was
the second best quarterback named Mark with a C.
True.
Because there was
Spurgeon Wynn was the Cleveland Browns quarterback selection in the 6th round at pick 183.
In the 6th round.
in the 6th round. The Browns, to be fair to them, they already had Tim Couch. Okay, they had drafted him in '99.
Yep.
He was supposed to be their quarterback of the future.
Yep. You don't need 2 franchise guys.
Every time Cleveland drafts a quarterback, they're, the franchise quarterback, no matter how bad they are. So then Tom Brady at 199, and then Todd Husak, Jawan Sider, Tim Rattay, I've heard of him, and Jarius Jackson and Joe Hamilton were the other quarterbacks taken in that draft. So yeah, definitely no household names other than Tom Brady. You got the number 1 pick. You're the Cleveland Browns. They picked Courtney Brown, defensive tackle out of Penn State.
You got to have a defensive tackle.
They went defense.
Yeah. Sure. You're probably not taking Tom Brady first overall.
But not first overall, but if you're looking at your draft board, and I've never been in an NFL draft room. I mean, I've played enough Madden on franchise mode to, go through a few drafts, and that's about it.
Have you ever seen the movie Draft Day? With
I have not, with Kevin Costner, and it takes place in Cleveland.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I haven't, because I thought it was going to be a sad story because it was, the Browns.
It's fine. It's an okay. It's a
Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
The Browns get their guy and they win the Super Bowl.
I don't remember that much.
I don't know. I watched speaking of Hollywoodizing, watched the F1 movie the other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's a fictional work because they had cars passing each other on the track.
Nice. Yeah. Not a big F1 fan? No. Okay.
So anyway, but you got in the 6th round available to you are a guy named Spurgeon Wynn, who went to Texas State and Minnesota for college. You've got a guy named Tom Brady who went to Michigan. So a couple of Big Ten connections.
All right.
You got Todd Husak who went to Stanford. So Pac-12, respectable conference. And you've got Jarius Jackson from Notre Dame. And you chose Spurgeon Wynn out of those guys. Now, here's the part where I said this is how stupid this was. Spurgeon Wynn's college stats, to the best of my knowledge, the best that I could find on sportsreference.com.
Yeah. I've got him pulled up.
He played 2 games at quarterback in his college career, threw 1 pass and it was intercepted. He had a negative 200 rating in college. My ability. I don't think it's fully,
I don't think that's a full. I don't think you have the full thing.
You got a full picture?
I'm seeing like 98, 99. You shit on Wikipedia. You shit on Wikipedia.
Man, I do.
And they've got it all.
And here's
the best peer-reviewed.
Okay.
So you got that peer review.
There's
Southwest Texas State in 98 and 99. Okay. He threw in 98 a 60.9% completion rate.
Okay.
99 50. So he dropped 10 percentage points, and 1,800 yards, 1,600 yards. 98, he had 10 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Not great. In 99, he had 14 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. That's really not great.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's pretty bad.
Compared to Tom Brady, who was coming off in 99, he had 16 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Okay.
61% passing. Year before that, he was 60, almost 2% passing. Both of those seasons, his last 2 seasons were 2,000-yard seasons.
And let's also note the fact that Spurgeon Wynn played for, what was it, Southwest Texas
Southwest
State or
Texas.
something?
Yeah.
What conference are they even playing? Not the Big Ten. I know that.
Not the Big Ten.
So
I mean,
Tom Brady's better stats are against Penn State's defense in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Ohio State.
They always play Notre Dame. So Notre Dame. Ohio State, which, they're mid. They're Ohio. But no, seriously. So it's like,
yeah, you've got a guy who's played against NFL talent on defense, and you picked a guy who basically went to a step above junior college. And nobody knew Tom Brady was going to be Tom Brady.
All due respect to Spurgeon Wynn.
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, he still threw more touchdowns in the NFL than I did. So Dwight Clark has this decision to make, and he could have, at any point, I'm not even saying number one overall, at any point in that draft, if he thought he was going to pick a quarterback mid to late draft, you've got Tom Brady available, and you whiff on that. And how would Cleveland be different?
What happens to the Browns if they take Tom Brady?
What happens to the Browns? What happens to Brady? Is he Tom Brady if he goes to Cleveland? Is Cleveland a dynasty if Tom Brady goes to Cleveland? Doubtful, because their ownership and management are just always in disarray. But it's interesting. The guy goes in so he got his initial contract was a 4-year contract, and he made, a 3-year deal. He was signed for $864,000 for a 3-year deal. Tom Brady. So obviously he had a chip on his shoulder.
Wow.
He had something to prove to the rest of the NFL. Right. And he did a very good job of proving it. So what would have happened to the Browns? You got Tim Couch, who
I'm looking at Tim Couch's stats.
He didn't do too bad.
Cleveland very long.
But he was only in Cleveland for 5 years for his initial contract, basically. He didn't do too bad. He got Clevelanded. I think that's a new verb, right? Or adverb, adjective. Clevelanded.
Clevelanded.
Right? Like you go to Cleveland and your career just
Yep.
Womp womp. Especially if you're a quarterback. He had respectable numbers. I'm not saying Tim Couch was terrible.
Yeah, 2001, the 2001 season, he threw for 3,000 yards. Like, that's pretty decent. That's a respectable number.
Granted, Tom Brady in 2000
that's like 21 interceptions.
Yeah, Tom Brady in 2001 was on the bench for the greater part of that season. So, excuse me, or 2000. Sorry, he was on the bench in 2000 for most of that season. That's right.
Right.
But he didn't put together No, he played in 2001. He played mostly in he played most of the games that year. Started 14 games.
Bledsoe went out pretty quick.
Bledsoe went out pretty early.
Internal
in the season.
bleeding and stuff is crazy. He got hit real hard on him.
And then Tom Brady ended up leading them to the Super Bowl. Because the NFL and America needed the Patriots to win the Super Bowl after 9/11.
Also, and this is one thing I learned by watching The Man in the Arena. Bledsoe had because he got better. He had the internal bleeding, couldn't play for a few weeks, was cleared to play, and Belichick was like, "No, we're sticking with Brady." Which, you stick with the hot hand. That's a thing in hockey too. Like, you got your backup goalie in, he's winning games, he's stopping pucks for you. You stick with that. Like, you don't go back, you don't mess with, whatever. But Brady gets injured. I think it was against the Steelers, wasn't it? It was against the Steelers in the conference championship. And Bledsoe comes in like first quarter and absolutely owns the Steelers in Pittsburgh and sends the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Like Tom Brady got him to that point, sure.
Yeah.
But Bledsoe got them through the Steelers. Like they're not getting through the 2001 Steelers. Bledsoe comes in and absolutely, just kills it. And then Belichick goes back to Brady for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So who knows? I mean, maybe he gets the starting job in Cleveland after his rookie season. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he and Tim Couch can't get along, and one of them demands out. Which one are you going to stick with? Obviously, the guy you spent a lot of money on in a first-round pick. So the Browns most likely would have kept Tim Couch already. The Browns, throughout those 4 years, they had a decent offensive line. They didn't give up too many sacks per year. We know Brady can't escape pressure. He couldn't escape pressure. He was a very staunch pocket passer.
Yeah.
He ran for like 10 yards once. But they didn't have any receivers on the team either. So they didn't have a running game. They didn't have receivers. The Browns in the early 2000s had no, they had one 1,000-yard receiver. And their starting running back that year had 500 yards, 550 yards in 2001.
Wow.
So they didn't have a running game. They didn't have too much in the way of receivers. Where I thought it got interesting, though.
So what you're saying is they didn't have an offense?
Not really. But what was interesting to me is that Bruce Arians was their offensive coordinator. And Brady did go on to win a Super Bowl with Arians as head coach in Tampa Bay.
Interesting.
So you kind of wonder how things would have clicked there, too. Very
interesting.
Would Arians have ended up becoming a head coach in Cleveland?
Right.
Had he had the opportunity to coach Tom Brady as his quarterback, in 2001, 2002. But yeah, so it's interesting. Like I don't know, because the other piece to this puzzle is subsequent drafts, right? Like you go back and you reset the clock on this one, and you say, okay, the Browns in the 6th round are taking Tom Brady, and he's going to be their backup quarterback. Now, what do they do in the 2001 draft and 2002 draft? Are they building around Tom Brady? Are they bringing in? Are they, did they neglect the defense, and so they have to bring in defensive guys? Hindsight's always 20/20, and we can look back and say, like, oh man, you should have drafted Tom Brady. Like 31 other teams should have drafted Tom Brady, obviously.
31 of the 30 or whatever, how many other teams it was at that point. 29 other teams had
29. No,
had
31.
a chance to draft him 5 different times.
Yeah,
like they all had this chance. Yeah.
And somehow somebody in the Patriots organization saw potential or whatever.
Right.
It's also interesting though that like Bill Belichick wasn't that great of a coach until Tom Brady came along.
Right.
Like Bill Belichick was a middling head coach. When he was in Cleveland, he sucked. When he was with the Jets, he sucked. He wasn't that great of a coach. And so did Tom Brady make Bill Belichick, or did Bill Belichick make Tom Brady? And I think there's kind of an argument for the first scenario. Tom Brady made Bill Belichick a better coach,
right?
Or at least made him look better.
Right.
So we don't know what we don't know about future drafts and subsequent stuff, but you have to think, like, you got this guy who is arguably a better passer than the guy you took. Nobody else thought that Tom Brady was going to be a starter ever, obviously, or he wouldn't have gone to the 6th round. I mean, somebody out there in an NFL draft room said, Mark Bulger's the guy that's taken us to the promised land. and they drafted him ahead of Tom Brady. And Mark Bulger does he have a ring?
Mark
Did he
Bulger?
get one? Mark Bulger, did he end up getting one with the Rams? Or did he not?
I do not know. Let's see.
Because he was part of the greatest
Career
show
highlight,
on Earth, right?
career highlights and awards, 2-time Pro Bowl in 2003, 2006. Nope.
No Super Bowl.
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we know, the other guys didn't. So.
Oh, he's on the.
He was on the team for the greatest show on turf.
As the third-string quarterback, Bulger did not see any playing time during his first season with the Rams as the team advanced to Super Bowl 36.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you think what
do you still get your name on the cup?
No.
Well, thankfully they don't have to make that decision.
They don't have to. Yeah. But then who else was available in the subsequent years? Was there a good running back available? Were there good wide receivers available? A lot of things to take into consideration.
One of the things I wonder too with all this is not just like, do the Browns build around Tom Brady? But one of the things about the Patriots is that like they won the Super Bowl 2001, Brady's like first year, right? Or second year, I guess.
Second year, but yeah.
And then they win it again in 03 and 04, right? So those are the back-to-back years. And so right off the bat, they're a dynasty.
Yeah.
Because they already had a team built. Like Drew Bledsoe signed this $100 million 10-year contract, like the biggest contract in pro football to that point. And they were poised, like they'd already made it to the Super Bowl in 97. They were poised to like be a winning contending team already. And so Tom Brady steps into this. I feel like there's a lot less pressure in that situation where like, you're the quarterback of the team, but you've got like Ty Law, you've got Willie McGinnis. Like you're not totally reliant on your quarterback to be the guy to win you games. And so do the Browns like build a team around him and in the year like 2010, 2011, they win the Super Bowl, because Tom Brady gets into his right.
Is he patient enough to wait?
Have they Clevelanded him yet?
But I mean, that's a fair question, but I think we all know the answer to that. And the answer is no, Cleveland doesn't build around it because they don't build around their quarterback. They're willing to go out and grab these guys like Tim Couch, Baker Mayfield, who else was the Brady Quinn? They want to grab these big. They've had like 30 quarterbacks in the last decade. It's sad. But they always want to get that one guy, and it's like, well, if he has nobody to throw to, what good is he? If he has nobody to hand off the ball, and I mean, you can't tell me that any team in the NFL can get as a team less than 1,000 yards rushing and be successful, for a season. So
yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, looking at Tom Brady's, numbers, looking at his career, looking at what we know now, Dwight Clark dropped the ball. But so did the rest of Cleveland's management and ownership. I mean, as they are prone to do, they don't build a team.
Right.
One guy can't win you every game. Football is a very much.
Oh yeah, I mean your quarterback's not even on the field half the time. He doesn't have any control over it.
Yeah, it's very much the ultimate team sport because everybody has to do their job.
Yeah,
if one guy doesn't do his job on a play, that play doesn't work. If a tight end decides, "Oh, I'm just a decoy route on this play, I'm not going to go out and put my part in it.
Offensive
we've
tackle
seen it,
gets out of the huddle.
We've seen it happen.
Forgets the snap count.
And false starts
at home.
I mean, it's everybody has a part to play. So you can't just think like, oh, this quarterback's going to get us, to the promised land.
Right.
Excuse me. But I mean,
but it is a piece that you have to have. It's also a piece you have to have. Like think of, I mean, I can't even think of a quarterback that in the last quarter century that's won the Super Bowl that wasn't impactful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have quarterbacks that are just kind of like, tossing little dump passes like to the tight end 2 yards out and, sort of just like managing the ball and waiting until the defense gets on the field sort of thing, or handing it off every play or whatever, take you that far. So you do have to have that piece, but it's not everything. And I think that's a piece, like that's a thing, good for Matthew Stafford to get out of Detroit. Now, finally, I think it's a good trade, like just Jared Goff for Matt Stafford, but Stafford goes to LA, they've got a full team, and you see what he does. He wins the Super Bowl, like right away. And it's like, now the Lions are doing a better job than Cleveland, where they've built a defense. They've built a defensive core.
Yeah.
They've built an offensive core. They have multiple wide receivers. They have multiple running backs. Like, it's a situation where now you have a complete team rather than just maybe we'll just grab this guy. Maybe we'll just grab this guy. No, this guy's not working out. Let's get fucking Jake Delhomme in 2010. I have the list of Cleveland quarterbacks. Yeah. I'm like, Jake Delhomme in 2010?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. The Raging Cajun. Yeah. Yeah. The interesting thing though is that if you look at Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, most of them don't come from the first round. Like Patrick Mahomes is an exception. Like there was a period in the late 90s through till Patrick Mahomes basically, where I think Peyton Manning was the only first round quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Peyton and his brother, because Eli won one too. It just it's like picking a quarterback number 1 overall was just a waste of a draft pick because they weren't going to do anything.
Yeah. I know. I was trying to bring up a list of quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Let's see, list of Super Bowl starting QBs. Let's go back through them. And by the way, Patrick Mahomes, Detroit Tigers draft pick.
Oh,
I don't know which of the 40 rounds. Let's see. We got to see.
Did he reverse John Elway the Tigers and be like, well, if you guys pick me, I'm going to the NFL draft?
I think he'd
John Elway did that. Drafted. He said, if you guys pick me, I'm just going to go play baseball.
Yep.
Kind of a dick move. A
little bit.
I'm a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I'm not playing for your shitty team.
Right. Matt Stafford drafted first overall by the Lions, 2009.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't until very recently though that it started happening more.
Yep. Because you got Tom Brady in there, and then you got Nick Foles, who I don't know where he was picked. Let's see. Drafted 3rd round, 88th pick, Nick Foles.
Yeah. A lot of you
got
Super
Tom
Bowl
Brady, Peyton Manning,
quarterbacks.
Okay. Russell Wilson. I hate how much of this is just Tom Brady, even recently.
Dude, it's
so who am I on? Russell Wilson, 3rd round. So it's 3rd round's a sweet spot to find your starting QB for Joe Flacco.
Third round or later is where a lot of those guys have come from.
Joe Flacco, not first overall, but 18th overall, first
18.
round.
So first round.
First round pick. Aaron Rodgers,
Oh.
back up to he was the 24th overall, so first round.
Yeah.
Another first rounder. But yeah, so I guess kind of like late first round, even into the third round, you're still okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. The last quarterback on a Super Bowl winning team that wasn't like that you probably wouldn't even remember the name of. Brad Johnson. Which team do you?
No.
Nope.
Brad Johnson.
The defense won this Super Bowl for sure. Rich Gannon threw like 5 interceptions.
Oh, okay. The Raiders.
The Bucks.
Oh, Tampa Bay. Yeah.
So Brad Johnson was the
Brad Johnson was the quarterback
for
for Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And they had like no offense. Like their defense was so good that their defense, I'm pretty sure the defense won like MVP or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like some crazy thing.
I think Warren Sapp or somebody, one of those guys.
Yeah,
I remember that Super Bowl being like one of those like,
what?
Oh wow, this is just like terrible.
Yeah.
Like, both offenses. And if the Buccaneers couldn't return a touchdown, it might have ended in a 0-0 tie.
That was a weird one.
Yeah. So I mean, what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.
That's right.
Brady Cleveland dynasty or bust, or
we're gonna have some spicy comments from Cleveland Browns diehards. Yeah. The dog pound.
Cleveland would have always sucked no matter what. I mean, we all know that.
Why are you a Cleveland Browns fan? That's what I want to hear in the comments. Why are you still a Cleveland Browns fan?
What I really like to know is if you're not from Cleveland, why are you a fan?
Yes.
Like if you grew up there, I can understand. We all get indoctrinated with stuff as children.
Yep.
Sometimes we grow out of it. Sometimes we make the bold choice to step out on our own. I mean, I guess every city in the Rust Belt's got that going for them.
True.
The same thing about Detroit, Columbus.
Yep.
Cincinnati.
It's true. There's a little hometown pride there. There's a little chip on our shoulders, just like Tom Brady.
All right.
So it's time for our 2-minute warning. Yeah, we need some sort of cool graphic here.
What we need is a commercial break for 3 minutes, and then we come back.
That's so
and
true.
Then we take a knee.
That's right. And then we manage the clock.
And then we manage the clock.
That's what Amy's always like, how much time's left? And I'm like, well, it's about 2 minutes left in the game, but that means it's about 35 minutes before the game's over. Yeah. Like I've only watched half of the game so far at this point. So, all right, worst thing you ate this week.
Ooh, man.
What's the worst thing you ate this week? I was trying to keep track of this.
I was too. I didn't really eat a whole lot of stuff that wasn't good. I ate some stuff that wasn't good for me. So I would probably have to go with scarfing down 10 wings and a lot of tots at a certain Buffalo joint.
B-Dubs, get us sponsored.
Yeah.
B-Dubs, sponsor us.
And a tall beer on top of that. So I was like trying my best to get that Beaties.
All the carbs.
All the carbs.
Man, I have not had some wings, some good wings in quite some time. I don't know what the worst thing I ate this week was. So my one of my day jobs is lawn care. And so I'm out in the heat and I'm burning lots of calories and stuff. And so I got to keep the calorie count up, keep the protein up. And so I'll take these like packets of like tuna. I'll eat that just like while I'm like going from visit. So it's like, it's okay. It's not too bad.
Dude, I'm a teacher and we don't even,
Yeah, there's these little packets. So here's a thing for the comments is like, suggest some good on the go, like high protein meals for me that are good, like to just like be in the truck when I'm, going between mowing appointments in 95-degree heat. But they've got these little packages where you like open it up and it's got a little thing, little container, and you open up the packet of like, vacuum sealed tuna fish. And then you've got like a little mayo packet. So you get the little mayo going. You make yourself a little tuna salad. It's got some crackers. It's not too bad. It's really not too bad. It's not very filling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The pouches, they make pouches that have like an actual flavoring thing in them. Like there's a buffalo seasoned one, like buffalo
For tuna fish?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like
we've gotten those before because teachers
Okay.
we don't get
teacher meals.
lunch.
I need to come to you for quick meals because you guys are always trying to eat in between
quick meals.
bells.
So the best thing I have found is it's at a big box warehouse store with a club membership. I'll just
Rhymes
say
with
it.
Rhymes with Roscoe.
Rhymes with Roscoe. No. So you go to Costco, they have a Kirkland
Okay.
Signature protein bar.
Okay.
Excuse me. It's like peanuts and chocolate, peanut butter and chocolate.
Okay.
It's got like 20 grams of protein in it. So it's pretty good.
See, I'm always thinking
filling,
those. Everybody's got the Cliff Bars.
And it tastes better than some Cliff Bars do. Like,
okay.
You know how some Cliff Bars have that, like, this is protein powder.
Yeah.
Put in a brownie.
Right.
No, it tastes better than that.
Okay.
So I'll do those. Also at the same store, they have they're like a little salami and cheese, kind of like a Lunchable type of packet. It doesn't come with any crackers; it's just salami and cheese, straight up. So that's a good quick meal.
All right.
For teachers. So yeah, I think if you're going to eat just tuna fish out of a packet, look for the flavored.
I did have one.
Variety.
I did get one. So I tried out a variety of them because this is kind of new. Because usually it's just the like Cliff Bar protein builders or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I tried out a few different ones, and there was one that was like this lemon something. It came in a can. So I opened up the can, and I was like, I'm literally eating cat food. Like this, it looked like just like wet cat food. So,
they have there's a Thai chili one in the pouch. That one's pretty good. If you're gonna get a protein bar, the Quest bars aren't too bad.
You know what though? They contain sugar alcohols. Those ones
they have that xylitol or something like
which
that.
is not good for you. Like it can cause like strokes and stuff. So don't come sue me, Quest protein people. Yeah. But I've looked up some of the stuff and I was like, oh, okay, these sugar alternatives are not great all the time. Some of them are okay. Like we do allulose, which is like it's like basically like some kind of like a birch tree or something. Like powder it down or something. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
No sugar or natural sugar kind of guy. But.
Yeah. So you can do like stevia as long as it's not mixed. As long as it's not mixed with the sugar alcohols, you can do stevia, like raw stevia or whatever. And then allulose is okay from what I know so far. And then other than that, sugar alcohols are really bad. But
I've heard.
All right. Do you have a Mr. M's Mr. M teaches you to read?
Mr. M's
week?
literacy lesson for this week.
Yeah.
I think in the interest of time, we should probably pass on that.
Okay.
Just for this week, I've got a very upset wife because she thought we were going to be done, a while ago.
Okay.
And we were going to go eat, and
is the bar closed?
No, it's open till like 2, but she's in her pajamas. She's doing summer school. So she's got to get up early. I think I saw the remote get tossed. As you saw from my apartment earlier, if you got that behind the scenes, I don't have a couch to sleep on, so I've got to like try to make this good tonight. Also, my anniversary is on Wednesday, so
yes, yeah. The big 2-0.
Trying to make it to that actual 20th anniversary. And,
that's awesome.
Not get decapitated. So
There's Mr. M's
we
lesson.
will have a
Not a
Mr.
literal
M. We'll
not a
have a
literacy
Mr.
lesson,
M
just-
literacy lesson later. But
now we've got
remember,
Mr.
kids,
M's
math
life
is everywhere,
lessons.
and if you can read, you can do anything.
That's right. Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Fall Starts at Home. Like and subscribe and do all the stuff wherever
Share
you
it
do
with
it.
your friends.
That's
Make your
right.
moms listen to it.
That's awesome.
All right.
Till next week.
Signing off.
All right. Bye.
All right, dude. I really got to go.
Okay. Love you. See ya.
All right. Love you too.